The CEO of Opendoor put out a letter. So Opendoor do real estate. So start your sale with an offer in hand, skip the work with a cash offer from Opendoor. They sell residential real estate, basically. So Opendoor have a new CEO. I think he's been in place for a couple of weeks, but he's put out a message basically saying, if you do not get on board with AI first, you're done and you're out of here. So this is a much more aggressive version of what we're seeing at Accenture. He is a brand new CEO. Remember that when a new CEO steps in, they always need to make their mark in some way. It's not a good look for them to just come in and be like, oh yeah, everything was going okay. Because remember, generally a new CEO is brought in when a big change is made. So they always have to stamp their authority. They always need to make a big splash. And the way he is doing it is through AI. So I think he's saying some sensible things. I think he's also doing it in a provocative way. He also published this to Twitter, so he obviously wants people to know this is what he's doing. So he says, in the last week, the hardest thing we've had to do as a company is to figure out how we are going to get back to the office. The work is now mostly behind us. There will be no change management here. We are back at the office, and that's mostly the last time we're going to talk about this. So it's bringing everyone back. You must be in the office. And then, over the next month, the hardest thing we need to do as a company is to become AI native incredibly quickly. Our job at Opendoor is to build the best platform possible to make selling, buying and owning a house as delightful as possible. That's the mission, and it matters because home ownership matters. Every week we don't make immense progress against this mission is a bad week for the world. Sorry, just the overblown sense of self-importance, I think is the word I'm looking for. The world is objectively worse, and families are worse off if we don't make an insane amount of progress every single week. So we need to move faster always, and we can't do that without being AI obsessed. So starting today, this is where I think it's quite sensible. The rest of it is a bit gross, but so starting today, the first line in everyone's job expectation is simply this: default to AI. This applies to everyone, including me. I see at least one M dash in this writing, so he might already be doing this. Starting with the next performance review, in addition to asking how much impact each employee delivered, we will also ask ourselves how frequently does each person default to AI. I'm very interested to see how they measure that. If you reach for a Google Doc or sheet before you reach for an AI tool, you are not defaulting to AI. I mean, both of them have AI in them now. Maybe he didn't get that memo. That's fine. If the prototype for a project is not built in Cursor or Claude Code, you are not defaulting to AI. If you have not used chat.opendoor.com and started thinking about how you can build your own agents and save your prompts, you are not defaulting to AI. AI use is a skill like everything else. 100%. I agree with this. The more you use it, the better you can get at it. Yes. I expect every one of us to become experts at this. We will help you with resources and training. However, it is ultimately up to you to master the skill. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We will not get there without everyone defaulting to AI, LFG. So I think the way he's saying it is a bit overblown, especially the stuff about is our mission. And if we don't do this, the world will be a worse place. But I think the underlying message of we need to use AI more is correct. And it is a skill. And the only way to learn that skill is to use it. So when I go and give workshops, and when I teach people how to give workshops, one of the most important things is you don't just get up there and talk to people about AI. That's not useful. I remember when I did IT back at school, there were some lessons, because we didn't have that many computers. Yeah, I'm that old. There were some lessons where we had to learn about word processing, but like from the board, we were told this is where you click, like you click on file, save, etc. That doesn't work with technology. It doesn't work with things like artificial intelligence or computers or the internet. You just need to start playing around with them. And that is the only way that you can learn how to use artificial intelligence. So I'm fully with him on this. And it's a hard thing to ingrain. So I and many people I know default to AI immediately. But that takes retraining your brain. So when you come across a problem, instead of going to Google, you just go to ChatGPT and you work through how to do that. And I think the only way to get good at that is initially to be introduced to this is how you use it, but then to start to implement it in daily life, both for personal and for professional usage until you become native. It'd be very interesting to see how they're going to do it. He's just yelling at people and telling people they need to default to AI, and it's going to be part of their performance review. Be interesting to see a year from now how effective this is with Opendoor. And it looks like he's publicly posting about it, so we should be getting some updates.